Welcome back to the Smexy Show. I'm Smexy, your host. Almost every Wednesday we meet here to talk about important things and important people. And this week it's why Kirk Minihane hates Erika and why I'm very, very disappointed in Justin. First, it's clear really with a few references sprinkled into shows here and there made by Kirk Minihane that he really hates Erika. You know, the token CEO of Barstool Sports. I'm not even going to try to figure out what her last name is because it's unknowable. But most people who follow along pick up really that Kirk Minihane is the only person at Barstool who is willing to at least suggest, that she fucked up. And let's just say that here on the show, we've sort of been talking about it for a long time, saw the writing on the wall. Here she has this show, right? Just ask Jack Coleman, the producer of the Kirk Minihane show, about Erika Nardini's Facebook group, a bunch of crybabies who write in like, "Oh, Erika, how can I be successful like you?" And then she holds court like the queen, as if she knows it all. And meanwhile, okay, her whole fucking life is falling apart and she's running a podcast that has no fans, and most importantly, the company that she's the CEO of, that gets sold to Penn to do the sports gambling, just whatever, totally fails. Of course, Dave Portnoy bought it back for $1 and now is reviving it. Kind of like blowing up the balloon again, like only he and Big Cat and the whole group can, but geez, where's Erika? Who knows? So I think the reason why Kirk Minihane hates Erika is that she gets a total pass. Like, she didn't get fired, even though she's the CEO, and this whole gambit, this whole gamble, this whole big step. Ooh, we're going to be the sports book. Doesn't get the license in New York City where they have this big fancy office. And then, Penn's like, oops, see ya, we're going to go with ESPN. So that's like that. Most people would sort of think, oh, okay, that's like a major fuck up, isn't it? And they'd hold the CEO accountable, but not at Barstool. So I think that's why Kirk Minihane hates her. Is because she's being held to a different standard, but nobody's talking about it. He's the only one that's sort of suggesting it. I could be wrong. Maybe it's personal and petty, but that's what I think it is. Like, she should be fired, or people should be able to, talk about it. Like, Dave Portnoy should be in a rant about her and her social media and her shtick, because it's kind of a joke. So, yeah, that's why Kirk hates Erika, is because she's being treated differently. And, yeah, I could be wrong, but that's, if I was a betting person, that's what I would bet on. But then, I can't really bet on it because, whatever, Penn dumped Barstool, and now Barstool's back to doing comedy, which is great. And that leads me to the next segment, and that is, of course, why I'm very, very disappointed in Justin. Justin, from the Kirk Minihane show, who I call Peaches. Think Justin Bieber. I get my peaches down in Georgia, Georgia. Justin Trudell, who really took it upon himself and took some initiative to do some, I guess, art, to do a movie down in Delaware. After like stalking this woman, Sam, he went into a Subway sandwich shop and like ended up really putting a woman in like a really awkward position, and it was kind of so beneath him. So I'm really disappointed. It kind of reminded me of like when Mike Geary interviewed his mother about some intimate, personal, sexual things. It was so over the line, and it was such a like an exercise in bad judgment that it really like took my breath away, and almost made me think like, oh my God, I actually hate you. You're so outside the realm of what is decent in the world. How could Justin, of all people, be the object of such kindness from this woman who's what? She's working at Subway because she wants to, because that's like, she's a philanthropist and she wants to help out people who wants to get 6-inch meatball sandwiches with lettuce and jalapenos. She's there, to just lend a hand. No, she's there because she needs the work. So here's this person working, and they've got to put up with this fat shit who wants a 40-ounce drink. I mean, come on, Justin. Jesus Christ. Very, very, very disappointed. He owes her an apology. He does. He made crude remarks with a reference to why his idol likes a 20-inch Subway beverage cup. Those, some things you don't need to share. That's when you know that you've, like, I don't know, grown up just a little bit. When you have a thought, but you don't have to like blurt it out. Like, how Montante likes to throw up his hot dogs. Well, if there's some thought in your head that you think, just for a second, don't just like regurgitate it, because a lot of people just actually think of it as vomit. If you just don't mention it, you don't, whatever, it just goes away. So I'm not without hope for Justin Peaches, who, I don't know, I mean, I'm not sure if he deserves the name Peaches. I hope so. I mean, I do hope so. I know he did call into the vets. I called into the vet show that Danny from Bill Ricca hosted. And it was, I mean, I think the most interesting thing is when I called in and asked the Shaddocks, Alice and Tom, whether or not they would be supportive of having veterans, since they've got like 1,000 kids. It all depended on like who was in the White House. So that's what it boils down to. Like, that's what it being, I guess, I don't know, a future veteran is only if the right political party was in place. I thought that was a really lame answer. And Tom Shattuck, wow. But I enjoyed the show. It was a good show, so I'm appreciative to have been a part of it. And Justin, it's not too late. You need to go back to Delaware. You need to, first of all, make it clear to this Sam that you're not, a little, because really the writing's on the wall that you're a weirdo, and they'll probably, I don't know, be a warrant out for your arrest, or maybe like a civil commitment proceeding. So that's one thing you want to think about. But then after you get that cleared up, and you can hopefully, have a relationship with Sam, maybe, who knows, maybe you'll get married and have kids. That'd be great. But you also need to fix it with that lovely woman at Subway who you unfortunately used to make content by putting her in that awful position of having her imagine what some pig would use like a 20-ounce Subway beverage cup for in their car. See, it's like, you didn't need to do that. That's like unnecessary harm. So say you're sorry, Peaches, Justin. Let's all of us try to look for, I don't know, our better angels, forgive and forget, but rise above. So until next time, this is Mugsy signing off. Take care.